In 2008, PlayStation introduced its answer to the Xbox's achievement system in the form of trophies, and in doing so, birthed an obsession. Linking these universally recognised symbols of excellence to a player's PSN account for all to see brought out a new side in many gamers. A competitive side, a completionist side, a prideful side. These trophies not only encourage players to delve deeper into their games and make the most of them, but to make sure that everyone could see just how skilled they are. Of course, like all things that invoke passion, trophy hunting is also subject to the kind of over-analysis and nitpicking that can plague the minds of committed collectors. This might seem like ludicrous mounting out of a molehill-ery to the outside observer, but for us trophy hunters, these 7 seemingly trivial concerns cause us more stress than we'd care to admit. 7. The rival. We all have that one friend, and you know the one. You've been friends for a long time, you have similar tastes in games, so your trophy lists are almost mirror images, and if there's one thing you can say is absolute fact, it's that you are the better gamer. It's only natural then that your trophy list should reflect that fact, so if any game appears on both, you need to have the higher completion rate. It may be that your friend / new sworn enemy likes that game more than you, so spent more time playing it, but that's no excuse. A superior trophy hunter will power through that mediocre game, ticking off every trophy they can manage until they have indisputable proof of their superiority. There are extreme cases when a trophy hunter sees all their friends as rivals and will insist on having more platinums than anyone on their friends list, and if someone else does have more, well, they can just be deleted. If you know you're the best, why tolerate some pretender to the throne undermining you with their clearly cheap trophy collection? Who needs friends anyway when you have trophies? 6. Low completion rates on your trophy list. When you are out in public, you always want to be presentable. Not necessarily immaculate, but tidy enough that people don't keep giving you spare change. The same goes for trophy lists. When people look at yours, you want it to be presentable. Not necessarily a wall of platinums, but high percentages all round. Something respectable. This image is thrown into disarray when you face a game with an impossible trophy list, or one that you almost immediately dislike and stop playing. They still leave their mark, meaning that within an otherwise respectable list, you'll have 0 to 20% entries, making you look like a chump/chumpette. The stress caused by this has greatly been mitigated in recent years, since players can now delete games with 0% completion off their list, and hide other low ones from people who check out their accomplishments. Still, they're not hidden from the player, so every time you check your own trophy list, you'll still see those shamefully low numbers staring right back. 5. Revealing hidden trophies. Somewhere among the many system updates the PS4 has received over the years, a helpful new feature was added whereby you could reveal the details of a hidden trophy by selecting the trophy from the list and pressing the square button. The problem with this is that there's a reason that these trophies are hidden, and it's often to prevent people scrolling through the list from reading story spoilers or secrets that they would usually want to avoid. This creates a catch-22 situation for trophy hunters who just got their hands on a brand new game. Either make sure that you don't ruin your chance at a platinum by reading the requirements of all hidden trophies and being forewarned about anything missable but risk ruining the story, or keep the mystery alive, avoiding any story spoilers but risk failing to capture easily missed trophies. That temptation to look can be overpowering, but 9 times out of 10 it's the wrong decision. You'd probably be better off if you just didn't know about this feature at all. In fact, if this is your first time hearing about this, you should probably just skip ahead to the next entry. Probably should have mentioned that sooner. 4. Online multiplayer trophies. Probably the most widely agreed troublemaker on our list, and not just because it's more difficult to beat a baying pack of trophy hounds in online matches who are seeking to rack up wins than to beat the AI, but because some games include trophies for online play that are just ludicrous. Reach the rank of elite almighty mecha sergeant, win 1,000,000 matches, defeat a flobberty-jillion enemies. These trophies are impossible for all but those willing to abandon their real lives and sign a 1,000-year contract with the cult of FPS. Woe betide anyone who chooses to pick up one of these titles a year or more after release and hopes to get the platinum, because chances are that by then it will either be a chore to find a match at all, or the only people that can be found are the most dedicated cultists who are sitting at home in full camo gear, face smeared in war paint, celebrating a 23 kill streak, while the poor lost newbie stumbles their way off the edge of a cliff for the 8th time this round. 3. That one trophy blocking your platinum. You're deep into a game, you've torn through it with clinical precision, and there's only one trophy standing between you and that glorious platinum. You check the trophy requirement, you check how close you are to obtaining it, you lose the will to go on and throw the disc in the bin. We're talking about Final Fantasy XIII's infamous Treasure Hunter trophy, or Shadow of the Colossus, asking you to defeat every Colossus on hard with bare stats inside of a fiendishly tight time limit. These are trophies that ask you to do so much more than the rest of the list that you'd spend twice as long obtaining this one trophy as you would for every other one combined. It's like if you've just eaten to burst in at a buffet, you bask in pride at your staying power, only for a waiter to come along and say, "Oh, I see you've enjoyed our starter table. Would you like to move on to the main course?" Only the most committed of trophy hunters will endure this final ordeal. For the rest of us lowly wannabes, it's curtains. 2. Glitch trophies. The trophy system isn't perfect, and sometimes a game will be released with at least one trophy that doesn't pop when you've met its requirements. This can be absolutely maddening for players who swear they should have unlocked this trophy and can't figure out where they went wrong. The worst incarnation of this phenomenon is when it's combined with a previous entry, so you're one trophy away from the platinum, you fulfill its requirements, but you can't get your reward because that trophy is glitched. This happened to me when playing Indivisible. The only trophy I was missing was for using a special move 108 times. The game took 20 plus hours to complete, so it felt like I'd met that requirement 10 times over. I grinded in the post game, staring hopefully at the corner of the screen, waiting for that trophy to appear every time I used a special move, but nothing. I uninstalled the game, reinstalled it, started this new save file, played far enough in until I was sure I'd met the requirement again, but still nothing. What makes this even worse is that Indivisible isn't just guilty of causing the second and third biggest frustrations for trophy hunters, it's also guilty of 1. DLC trophies belittling your efforts. Yes, Indivisible not only added insult to injury, but billed for its time afterwards by denying a platinum due to a glitched trophy, and then adding new trophies in a paid DLC expansion that lowered my overall completion percentage. Not that I'm still sour about it or anything. Of course, Indivisible is far from the worst offender when it comes to DLC trophies. Anyone who's platinum Final Fantasy XV or Rocket League and has since seen their once impressive 100% completion reduced to a measly 40ish% due to DLC has felt this frustration. It's even worse for those who are 1 or 2 trophies away, so don't even have the platinum to show context to any trophy snoop scrolling through the list. It just makes you wonder why the DLC can't have its own separate trophy list that only shows if you buy it. There's been a lot of griping in this list, so let's end on a positive, or more specifically, a positive for anyone who's one glitch trophy away from a platinum in Indivisible. The problem has now been patched, and you can unlock that trophy. You seem to need to delete your save, uninstall and reinstall the game, then start fresh, but you should unlock it in about 2 hours or so. Not only nabbing you a platinum, but verifying that you're not crazy, you really should have unlocked that trophy 10 times over. That's our list. Let us know in the comments below whether you share our frustration or if you have your own gripes that didn't make our list. You're probably not alone.